Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another edition of Awesomecallstrading.com. I want to welcome you to our great recap webinar. And my name is AJ of AJ Trader 7. I'm one of the moderators in this great room of ours. Today, well, it's Mondays, so you have to kind of work for your money. It's not like on a silver platter every day. Sometimes you get in too early, too fast. It's got Monday is kind of like the groggling day. We still make money, and there's a lot of opportunities, but we got to get ourselves refocused again. We took 2 days off, and you just kind of got to get yourself back in the rhythm. So your timing might be a little bit off, but overall, I felt we had really great ideas for everyone in the room what was nice that if you missed on something, you were able to capitalize on it on another move on something else. So, or you got in too soon, too fast, too soon, yada yada yada. But in the end, I worked myself out of a Spotify, and I'll show you that one. I was down, um, lost a little bit of money on Vine. I was hoping for a quicker pop, a little bit more. I chased it, but I made that money up on Propo, PRPO. So Disney was fun to play today. Disney was wonderful trade. As the Great Dark Side said, it did sell off a little bit more than I expected as well. I didn't think it would sell off all the way to 138, but I had it going down. I think on Disney down to 140. I was really great on my call, 2 points, 2.5, but it actually collapsed even more. But hey, when you're short the call, you don't short the stock. You don't have to cover right away. We wanted to bounce it, but it just didn't hold. There was just too many sellers in there cashing out from the Friday hoopla that Avengers was going to do good. Spotify was our big win today in the room. 146 short. I'll show it to you, and it was a great play for everyone in the room. Adobe turned out to be nice. We're going to do a swing play on that one, buying 295 calls on an upgrade today. Boeing, because the shareholder meeting was in place, I wanted a stock to go to 380 or more, and then sell off to 372, 373. It turned out it went all the way to 385, which was interesting. L was just a magnificent play. I can't wait to share that with you. Nvidia was good too. I wanted 182, 183, and the stock is now 180.45. Target was a really good setup. Me and Fire, many traders in the room grabbed that one. That's going to be a nice swing play as well. Momo, Vine, CY. I do want to start with I don't think a lot of you realize just, when you hear my voice, I always take pride in the moderators in the room. And every morning, Janny, who's he's a great short seller, but he's a small cap trader and he's a large cap, so he can trade mostly anything, and he has for the last 5 or 6 years here in the room. But today, it was a treat to have him in pre-market, and he's pre-market every morning, trying to help traders that are in, like with Palmer, and sometimes Fire's in here, Dark Side's in here, B Trades is in here. Um, but he'll come in here and and he'll have a screen share on and ready to go. And this morning he saw PRPO and he kind of like me. He laughed at it, but he was calling for a 6 and under sell off on the stock when it hit around the eights. And I have to give him props. When I read the news, and I have to share with you the news on PRPO. First of all, here's what the stock looked like. Uh, and again, it's a trade that you can't get shorts for me, but for many in the room, they were able to get that. First of all, you see this is sitting at 30 cents. So this was all timed. All right, this company just thinks that people are stupid. So they did a reverse split. All right, that's the first thing they did. So they did the reverse split, and then out of nowhere, they come up with this news. Oh, by the way, oh, here comes the by the way. Oh, and by the way, we just signed a $1.5 million contract annual, which we haven't got any money up front from, in a company in Egypt. You know what it sounds like to me? I think you're trying to make your 1.5 million on your stock today and put like 10 million in your stock today and use us to do it. I mean, it was so timed, and when you look at how it was done, you realize just. I mean, look. All right. So you do a 115 reverse split, right? The stock is collapsing on that. But out of the blue this morning, oh, press release. All right, look at this. And what do I teach you in the room? The more you write, the more it's bullshit. And that's all this was. All right. And in the beginning, they wouldn't even tell you the amount. Do you realize when you read this, I couldn't even find the amount. They wanted to release all this, but they wanted to hide the dollar amount. You see that? I caught that. And I had to wait for a couple more alerts, and then I saw it. See how they did it? See this? All these news wires, right? They wouldn't tell you the amount. The minute I saw the amount, that told me the stock was worthless. 1.5 million. They finally, how come they couldn't do it in the first release? Do you know why? Because they think we're stupid here in the US. Okay? They think we're stupid. We're not stupid. They're stupid to think we're stupid. All right? Once I saw the 1.5 million, I'm like, this is a small cap stock. I mean, they could do a million, on its own, just by a little bump. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to raise money. That's all they're trying to do. And they timed it perfect. Oh, let's do the reverse split, then come out with this bullshit news, and then try to get cash out on it. And let me tell you something. They're going to be doing an offering, and they're going to probably pull 2 or 3 million out. You'll see. All right. So what does that mean for us in the room? Well, it's simple. Signs a contract for healthcare Egypt, 1.5 million annual. Really? Okay. Before I laugh and throw up, why don't we just short the stock back to 515 under? Because that's really what it's worth. And then I had to explain. I think investors will see through this nonsense to raise capital, like they simply short the stock. This is an all-day fader. So Gianni was correct in his, to short the stock in pre-market. And after I read the news, again, I'm a news trader, so it made the decision right then and there that that was a short to 550. Okay, and here's the stock right here. Here's the ding, 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 ding. Gianni was short here at the 8 spot, and I wanted 550, fill this gap here, and the stock ended up going to 450. It's just crap. And actually, this is, if you take the reverse split out of it, this is actually less than 25 cents right now. Do you believe that crap? They knew what they were doing. Let's do another one. Okay. I want to take out Spotify for you. I know that a lot of you don't trade Spotify in other rooms, but we do. This morning, Spotify came out with earnings. All right. The problem is with Spotify is you have to understand, unless you have blowout guidance for upcoming fiscal year 19, you're not going to get the stock to run to 150, 160. All right. Investors, if you look how they trade this stock over the last, we can go 30 days. You see how they trade it? It's just it ranges between 130 and 145. It's just how they trade it. They keep it in a kind of a notable range. They expect blowout earnings. If you don't get blowout earnings, then you're going to pretty much just do this and sell off. Okay. Well, today they reaffirmed their guidance. Okay, that's not blowout earnings. All right, and then they were I think they were a little bit worse if I remember right. They missed by a little bit. The subscribers were up a little bit, but that's not going to give the blowout. This isn't Twitter, all right? This isn't Facebook. This isn't, you know, so it's not going to run like that, all right? And I've always been a short seller on this stock, and for me, Spot was a short. So what I told everyone in the room was, based on how I read the report, which is all in the report, was that Spotify was going to, I would nibble short at 146. Have room to 148 just in case you get that quick squeeze, and look for the stock to come down to 142 and under. That's really what the call was. So the stock ended up selling a hell of a lot more. As you can tell, it didn't hold the 142 at all. It just plowed. See the first initial where I wanted 142? That's 142 right there. That's where the first short started to cover. You could probably tell this is our room. That's how big we are. You see that? 63,000 shares short, covered. That's kind of act trading room right there. Because I told everyone to short at 146. And then we pulled it, covered, and we wanted to go long, but it wasn't ready. It pulled again, broke the flag, and smashed. And I was actually down on this almost $800. I was able to get out of it when it popped to this 138. I did some nice ads and I got out. So right now I'm playing just a nibbling on. I'd like to get 138 again at that area and sell into that. So just nibbling a little bit just to play it. But it was a great call to the downside. I was really happy with it, and we did really, really well. The next call we had was Disney to short today. And Disney actually surprised a lot of us on first of all, congratulations to Disney on the Avengers. Um, my son personally saw this movie on when it came out, stood in line for an hour, and he was blown away. And not to be a spoiler, but and I don't want to be a spoiler because I'm excited to see it based on what he told me. But he basically said the last 10 minutes will blow your mind. He said, "That's all I can tell you, Dad. It's worth every penny." And my son goes to a lot of movies so for him to be in awe, he was in awe. Okay, so now I want to go see the movie. All right, but it did 1.2 billion dollars worldwide. Could you imagine for a second if we were all movie people? Think about it. Think about if we were that kind of people. If you and I we were billionaires, you know, and we financed a movie that cost them 300 million to make the film, right? So imagine 300 million to make the film. That's it. That's all it took. 300 million. Right? Boeing selling off. I have to get rid of Boeing. Yeah. Got a fat finger there. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Good thing I did small size. Anyway, back to it. Um, so Disney did a 1.2 billion. So imagine taking $300 million and literally um, take a $300 million investment and on opening weekend in 4 days make $1.2 billion on that investment. Can you imagine? I mean, can I? First of all, let me be a billionaire, and then let me turn around and make what $900 million. I mean, can we have Avengers 6, 7, and 8? I mean, Jesus. I mean, what an incredible return on your money. I mean, this is the movie industry, hey traders. I mean, this is it. Anyway, this stock has just been on a tear between, its, earnings, its, what do you call it, the streaming service. I mean, this gentleman that runs this company, I hope he never retires because I know he's set to retire in a year or two. But my goodness, this guy he has taken Disney to a whole other world. Bob, I think Bob Eisner, right? Anyway, problem is that people bought into this Avengers in the last for 4 or 5 days last week. See it? First the streamlined service, and then the Avengers. They're anticipating huge box office numbers. So today was the sell-off day. Today was profit taking. That's all it was. So I wanted to short the stock today. There was no question. That was the first call out of my mouth. Short the stock. If you know anything about Disney, it's like an apple. You basically I said Disney tends to fill their gaps, so look for 140, 50 in area and under, and then you can bottom curl it and long it. The problem is there was just too much profit taking, and it blew right through my 140 idea, and it didn't even hold. I was hoping right here we get our first curl and buyer, but it didn't break the higher high, and it just snapped and ended up coming down here. But for those that were patient and added, yeah, 140 to 137. Your average was 138.50. It hit 140, 141. So if you had scaled in it and not gotten shaken out, you would have done pretty good on it. It was really hard to find the bottom, so to speak, but when you looked at the flags and we were trying to nail it most of the morning, when I was looking at it, I kept saying, okay, it would probably come here first, and then I thought, well, this would probably be the next area, which would have been 138. I said we'd probably see a bounce on that 138, and it held pretty good. You could see that it really kind of, and the buyers started to come in. Dark side even called this right here, buyers in, and boy, did we nail that. We went long on that, and I went long on it 2 times. So thank you to Dark side on that one. Got a nice little run. all the way up to 140, almost 141. So anyway, that's Disney. So just so you know, when you have an upcoming event like that, chances are you're going to get a nice sell-off. So to me, the first thing I could think of was this was a short and only a short. Okay. The next call that we had was Target. This was a really nice play in the room. Target had a nice upgrade on the call this morning from. It's also a swing idea. You can see Target's been kind of hit for the last couple days, uh, and it had a really big sell-off. Well, this morning Barclays came in and really went after it and said this is worth 100. I believe they targeted 100 and forgive me, Barclays put $115 ticket on it. They love Target. So this weakness was going to get bought up. So that's great. For a day trader, you have to understand how the target works. It's like cost plus. It's like some of these stocks, once they gap up on an analyst call, they always fill their gaps first and then you long it. You can't long it on the gap. You cannot, because there's too many bag holders that hold the stock that want to cash out on that $2 pop. That $2 is a lot on a stock like this. All right, so you're going to get the cash out, and then you're going to get the leg up and start to move back up. And so for us in the room, the call was pretty simple. Target, right here, target. Um, I would take some short now, and you pop towards 80, add to it, and look for the stock to target tends to gap fill upgrade. So if it breaks 79 at the open, we should see the flush I'm seeking to 77.75 and under. It was a really, really good call. And if you held the short, it actually, I wanted 77.75, which was about right here. You see how it closed? I didn't think it would fill the full gap, so I tried to give it at least 30, 40 cents, and it ended up pulling the full gap. So even if you got in long at 77.50 or 77.70 and it pulled and you added, you had a decent average, and then the stock pushed all the way up to 78.20. Um, so it was a trade, a nice quick trade in the room. I liked it, and I made money on it. So there's another one that we did today. It was called Momo. I don't know if any of you trade Momo, but I read the news this morning, and you could see how it trades up in the 36, 37 area. Pretty strong. It's really thick. It's well-known stock. Um, but this morning it was gapping down, and you could see the gap down right here. See how it was closed here and then the gap down. Well, first you have to go read the news as to why. And the news put out on the wire was simply that uh, Chinese authorities had seized in some of their stores some of the platforms Momo uses. So I think it's just a matter of fixing the issues, which tends to basically in my world, 16 years of day trading, when you see news like that, you just buy the weakness. So to me, it was along at 33, 32.50, 33, 33. And I felt the stock would probably shoot back to, I think I said 35 or 36. Let me double check what I wrote. It was a long, it was not a short, so I read it correctly. Momo, 33. If it owes 32, add on it and look for $35. In my opinion, more pulls, better the range to the upside. So I wanted everyone to long the stock to $35. I wasn't going to gap fill it, so I told everyone this is not going to gap fill, so don't think like that. But this will go towards 35. So if you buy 32, $33, you will get 1 to 2 points on it. And I was very correct on that stock. Very simple stock to read, very easy to understand what the stock was going to do, and of course the why. So if you came in pre-market and you were picking it up on my pre-market notes, you started picking it up at 33. The stock went all the way up here to $34.88. I missed the 35 target by 12 cents. So it was a really nice play. I was really happy with it. And even at when the bell opened, you could have bought it down here at 33s again. You see how it held? They just were holding it at the 33.50 mark. So, boom. Let's see. Spot. Oh, shit. I thought I sold Boeing. I added. Oh. I must have hit buy. All right, well, I'm only down $66. I can, okay, well, we'll leave it alone. Spot, I'm only up $8, $9 on it right now, this second. But if I can get through 138, I'll let it kind of sell smart. If I can get 50 cents to it on it, I'll be happy. But thank you, Clay. Yeah. All right. So anyway, so that's this one on Momo. Okay. Let me know if you see 138. I'm gonna, then I'll sell it right into it. Okay, boss. All right. So that was Momo. The next stock that we had, this is a beauty. I mean, this is just an absolutely. This is what makes awesome calls awesome. I mean, there's just no. Okay, listen. In our world, okay, in other rooms, you don't trade this kind of stuff. Unfortunately, you don't get the privy to enjoy it. You don't, and it's so fun in here. But outside of here, you don't get these kind of trades because nobody wants to teach you them because, again, your mods don't know how to trade these things. Okay, so L, which is Laos, they had pretty good earnings. All right, but the stock had a lot of bag holders in it. You see how these are bag holders? These are people that are holding into the earnings. Okay, hold on. Somebody's asking me this question. Hold on. Be with you on December monthly phone day. See tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Mark. Thank you. Uh, nice to see. Just Marky Mark. Client's been in our room for almost. Oh, hold on. I have to sell spot. I'm going to sell it right now, Clay. Okay. I got 137.88, but the spreads are a little bit wide. I have to wait for one more pop. Hold on, boss. I know I can get it. I'm up another $41.50 on it. All right. So I made a total of $52 on that trade. Okay, so thank you, Clay. Remember now, I was down 800, so I owe that to you, Clay. Thank you. It's worth a six-pack right there, huh? So anyway, uh, Mark Sky stocks. He does a lot of webinars, recaps. So look out for him. We'll be copying and sending them out. But he's a really good trader, and he's come back to our room, and I'm really honored. So he just upgraded to a monthly. He just said. So I'm glad that we earned his business. All right. Anyway, so L, what made this exciting, and this is what we call in Awesome Calls Trading a blind trade. What is a blind trade? A trade that you can cover your eyes, put a bag over it, and wrap yourself in your head with a blanket. And just as long as you have a thing that says buy button, that's all you have to do. You don't think. You don't have to think on this trade. You don't. You just the report said that they beat and they beat pretty good. Problem is you got bag holders that want to cash out, and you got a stock that's up thin. Now thin means thin. Look, you see this? You have millions of shares here, but you're gapping up thin. I mean, we're talking 1,500 shares, 100 shares, 250. See how thin that is? So what's going to happen is you're going to get an immediate sell-off at the open. You're going to have all these people profit take. But because the earnings were pretty good, you're going to probably just simply gap fill. Now, what made this even more fun, you want to see? Guess what? You have what we call the money call. This is the money call. This is the call where the CEO gets on live and he starts. My name's John, and let's talk about how great our company is. Okay, first you get the sell off, and then you get the CEO, and his job is to exude investor confidence, get people to buy the stock, analysts to upgrade the stock. We know this. We know this. This is what we do. So let's say you had a shitty morning and you needed a win. This was your win. This was your win. So I went long live in the room. I started at 50.31. I added at 50.27. I had a 50.29 average. I told everyone long 50.29. I put my stops at 50, which was right here. So my risk was going to be 29 cents. I told everyone I'm looking for the stock to hit 50, 70 for 50 cents or possible 51 move. That's the call. But if you shorted the stock, you got a point and a half to the downside, and then you get a point to the upside. That's the call. And you want to see it? So simple. This blows away any penny stock you could ever trade in the world. Okay? And it was sitting right here on the number right down here. L. Earnings mixed. I want to see a gap filled at 50-50. So I'm telling you to short the 52 to 50-50, point and a half. Then from there, I want you to curl it and go long. All right? And that's the trade into the call. So we have this thing that we always say, short the call, short into the call, long the call. Short into the call, long the call. Perfection. L. All right, let's do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more trade. NVIDIA, Vine. Okay. This one, to me, is garbage. Okay? But unfortunately, what we learned from this, and what I mean by garbage is the earnings are horrific. Okay? And the language, how they put them out. This is a 20 and under dollar stock. I'm surprised we don't have downgrades of $15. I mean, look at this descent of this company. They came out with the most horrific numbers. So what I was looking for when I read the report, which is what I do at 3:30 in the morning, I was kind of like, man, this is disgusting. I would love to get a pull at the open to 20 and then bounce it 1 to 2. And the most the stock is going to go is $22, $23. It's not going to go higher than that. And I'll show you. I was adamant about that. And from there, it was a short. And to me, it was an all-day fader. All-day fader. But what happens is there's literally traders will get into stock, and if it shakes them out 20 cents, they're out. And then they look at you like, you fucked up. I mean, how did I fuck up? I said the stock would go from 22 to 23, scale in short, all day fader. Looks like an all day fader to me. It's just sometimes in this room, because you're so spoiled, I can make you money quickly, instantly, fast, quick, boom, you're done, right? But it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes you gotta wait. And so this one, you'll see in a couple days, this will be 20 and under. It might even happen by tomorrow. Anyway, the great thing was if you did go long, you did expect 22, 23 on it. And it's right here, Vine. This will push at the open to 22, 23. Watch for topping, all day fader. That's it. That's your stock. I would prefer a sell off to 20 and under and then go long for a quick 2 points because I know it would go to 22, 23. See? But if it does it and goes there right away, screw it. Start. So if you took 22 and you had 23, you had a 22.50. I mean, I lined this up so good. So if you had a 22.50 average, I mean, look, you're already in the money, almost 50 cents. And one last one. This is just, I don't think I'll do a chart, but I want to give shout out to many, many traders in the room on Adobe. This was a great upgrade this morning, and it's a swing idea, 290, 295 calls in a week. By Friday, they should be hitting there. But what made this really good was I did expect, it had a huge upgrade, but Adobe tends to fill their gap a little bit before they leg up. I had a 288 short on this, and it actually went to 292. So it was a tough one, but there were a lot of traders that stayed in it, and they added it, and they had good averages of 290. And look, they got rewarded 5 points today. So sometimes as a analyst, which I analyze in my report, and if you look how I wrote Adobe, I really felt that 288 would probably be the topping on because it was already gapping up quite a bit, and I played Adobe for a long time, but Adobe just ended up going to that 290 range right away. I was hoping 288 would top it off. So it wasn't the greatest call, but it had the right direction what I wanted to do on it. I wanted to short the stock, and I never called for a long. I never wanted a long. I just wanted a quick short, and you could tell the stock is working to what I wanted. It was unfortunate that I just didn't. I should have gave it more range. And this is what I learned as a trader to get better, more accurate. Okay, now I know. Next time I'll give it a little bit more room. I'll say 290, versus 288. I'll say watch for a quick pop, 4 points out of the gate, and then scaling it to 290. That way traders give a little bit more room. But because I gave 288, traders kind of got in a little bit early, scaled in. Some of them scaled in too much with size, and it turned out, it just didn't work out. So, but if you were patient, like a few that did, it traded out perfectly. So, and I'm really happy with Spotify. I mean, I'm out of it. I wish I could have stayed in it, but there it is. And again, it's just all about knowing the stock. We're in earnings season, so I've got thousands of plays coming up, hundreds and hundreds of plays, and I have to pick the best ones. I'm going to go after stocks like Spotify. I love Spotify. I know how it trades on analyst calls, earnings, upgrades, downgrades. I know what to do with it. I mean, this is like my bread and butter. This is what I do. And I love being right. And, every earnings season, I really study hard so I can be right on point of where the stock's going to go and why. So, and I hope that these lessons that I give you every day, you know, what I do is I try to explain in detail all the trades that I'm looking for and I've shopped for my great traders and clients in the room that pay $6 a day to be in. And then I do these webinars every day to recap. And it helps me as a trader to get better as well. But I recap them every day, and you can see these are all the webinars. I have over 200 of them. And, this costs a lot. This costs time and money. But you know what? I don't care. If I can teach you and you can learn something every day for free and bring you in here and just keep teaching you, then that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I also want to give a shout out today to Ollie. I don't think he's done his webinar yet, but he did another, I think, $200 on his $500 challenge. I think he's well over $1,000 on that, and I'm really proud of him. He's going to be doing a nice webinar tonight thing for all of you. So, all right. So anyway, thank you so much. Thank you, mods. I look forward to training with you tomorrow. I just want to keep getting better, more accurate. Give you the best ideas, help you make money, pay your bills, and be a part of day trading. All right. So thank you, and I will see you all tomorrow. You want to join us? Just click any of our links here, and just go right here, and boom, click right there, and you are ready to go. And if you come in for a day, I'll refund that money back to you. If you come in for a week, I'll refund that money back to you. And then come in for the month and you'll see. I want to earn your business. All right. And I will work hard for you. Take care.